Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? So I want to say this before I begin. On this channel, I've done over 700 videos. You understand? And I've been on YouTube for quite some time. Years. And I think that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. We have a right to change our minds, and the reason why I'm saying that is because throughout the years, you might have perceived that I was, I'm a person that contradicts himself, and it's not that. The way that I, think and how I feel or have felt, let's say 5 years ago is not the same way that I think and feel, as of today. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that everybody has a right to change their mind. Life is about growth. You understand? And that's what I'm on. So what I said last year, the year before, 3 years or 4 or 5 years ago, might not be the same way that I think or how I feel and what I'm going to say now. You understand? Which brings me to this point. The question is our music, detrimental to our community? You know what I'm saying? Is our music the cause of the violence that's going on in the black community? And in my opinion, the answer is, it's kind of difficult. Overall, I would say no. But you catch me on a day where I'm really like listening to the music, like this, the modernized music, of hip hop, I would say yes and no. But I'll say more leaning towards no. Why? Because ultimately, we have to look at this, in the most logical sense, not on the emotional roller coaster that most black people want to go on. You know what I'm saying? But we have to look at this in the most logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Music is what? Entertainment. You understand? And oftentimes, art imitates life. You know what I mean? It's not the other way around. So if we are allowing what we listen to dictate our lives, it's kind of ass backwards. Straight up. When I know about the black community, I'm black and I used to live in a black community. Now I live in a really diverse, community in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? But I used to live in a black community, and I know, and I was, one of those kids, you know what I'm saying? Or young adults that, based on what I'm about to say, that's how I was. I understand that, there's no father figure in the house. I know there's no father figures, or let alone fathers in the community. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many fathers around. It's not a lot of men that's in the community that can steer young boys and young men like I once were, you know what I'm saying, the right way. So what we do is we turn our entertainers into our role models. You understand? Our entertainers, such as our rappers and basketball players, football players, become our role models, people that we look up to. And most times, entertainers are not that smart. I'm just gonna be real with you. They're for an example, as a rapper, they may be lyrical geniuses. You know what I'm saying? As a producer, they may be, a genius as far as making music and having that sound, that ear for a good hit. But for the most part, these people can't run a country. They're not running for president. Kanye West is out of his damn mind. He wouldn't be a good president. You know what I'm saying? If we elected him, he's not a politician. You understand? So we look up to these people, and we can't, our young minds, or I'll just say the young minds of these younger people nowadays, they can't kind of like grasp the whole idea of, it being two worlds. You have the black world, which is small and really insignificant and minute. And then you have the real world. And the real world is, you know what I'm saying? You got to go out there. You have to, you know, chase after your dreams. Chase after the money. Chase after the females that you want. In other words, you have to prioritize your life. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So the thing of it is that, you know, we get caught up in these rappers and the music, and we thinking that, you know what I'm saying, the black world or this small, minute, insignificant community or world, you know what I'm saying, is you know what I'm saying, it is most important than the real world, and that's not necessary. That's not true at all. It's not true at all. Your credit score is more valuable or more of an asset to you in the real world than your street cred. Your street cred is a negative in the real world. You understand? But this is what our entertainers pushing. Well, I'm not going to say all of them. Some rappers push and promote. And we get caught up into that. But see, you know, the crazy thing about it is we could blame the music industry and white people and this and that and so forth. But let me tell you something. You know, in the case of, you know, CD albums, you know, when they used to have physical CDs out there, you know what I'm saying? Like when it was out there like that, they still sell CDs, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, these companies, these corporations, the record industry, record labels or whatever have you, they always put on the front of that album cover, parental advisory, you know, explicit lyrics. And that's to cover themselves, but also to let you know that you have to be an adult in order to listen to this type of music. So young people that's under the age of 18 shouldn't even be listening to this type of music from the get-go. And if you're over 18, you're an adult. So you should be able to differentiate the lies or the storytelling of rappers from the real world. So overall, we shouldn't be saying that our music, technically, in a logical sense, we shouldn't be saying that our music is the cause of violence that's happening in the community. It's more than that. It's more than that. You know, and at one point in time, our MCs, you know, our rappers really talked about what was going on in our community. And they weren't braggadocious. I mean, yeah, they were bragging like that, but they, you know, a little here and there, whatever, but they weren't like as braggadocious as they are now. Nowadays, rappers are just lying. I would say storytelling, but they're not even storytelling. They're not even telling good stories. They don't even know how to storytell. Most of them are lying about what they have. And if you fall for the BS, then you deserve what you get. Straight up. Music, movies were meant to be entertainment. That's it. That's all it was meant to be. Now, if you as a person go out there and do the things most rappers talk about or rap about, then you're a fool. And this is the reason why the black community is in the situation that they're in. And you can sit back and blame every fucking body for the shit that's going on in the black community. And take no accountability whatsoever. So what are we now, kids? We don't know how to change, you know what I'm saying? We don't know how to grow. We don't know how to get our shit together. You want to blame every damn thing except for self. Straight up. Because let me tell you something, even though, you know, the violence has increased in the black community, there was always violence in the black community. There was always violence in the black community. So all of that shit about well, you know, the rap music is killing our children. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just immature motherfuckers that ain't got shit to do with their life, that's trying to live a lifestyle that doesn't really exist like that in the black community. Most black people are hardworking people. They work a 9 to 5. And then some. Nowadays, due to hyperinflation, high gas prices, high food prices, and all the rest of that shit, motherfuckers gotta work 2-3 jobs. So all that shit about someone, you know, I got my Gucci belt on, and you know, my Louis Vuitton shoes, and this and that and so forth, and blah blah blah. If you chasing after that shit, you a fool. If you're really literally listening to what a rapper has to say, and you think that everything that they're saying is the truth, and that they ain't lying about shit, you a goddamn fool, and you deserve what the fuck you get. If you go down that path trying to chase after what the fuck they got. Straight up. If let me tell you, let me explain something to you. This is so crazy, man. I'm gonna put black people on blast. If the music is so bad to the point, you know, it influences people to do something negative, why is it that white people listen to the same shit that you listen to, but they go to school, they go to college, they pursue, you know what I'm saying, their careers, whatever career that they want to, you know, pursue. They pursue their dreams. You know what I'm saying? You have rap music that's talking about, you know what I'm saying, degrading women. You know what I'm saying? In the most foul and disrespectful way. You have rap songs with men out there selling drugs, and they're glorifying the glorification of selling genocide, literally selling fucking drugs to your own people. The glorification of shooting and killing people, murder, or just overall genocide. Why hasn't it trickled over into the white community? I'm listening, because this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Most of the music or record sales, you know, music that you know, people purchases by Caucasians. Caucasians purchase most rap music. So why hasn't it been an effect? Why hasn't it had the same effect, the white community? Why hasn't the music had the same effect that it's had on the black community? I know why. Because black people don't want to get up off their ass and fucking literally say, you know what, it's our fault, and I'm gonna change it. We talk about how, you know what I'm saying, you know, these record labels are handing out 360 deals and this and that and so forth and blah blah blah, bitching and complaining. Well, stop trying to get a fucking record deal. Straight up. We have social media. You got Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the list goes on, to market and advertise your music. So why are you still begging Massa for a deal so he can take your masters? You sign everything over to him. You're publishing and everything, and then bitch and cry about it after the fact. Let me tell you something. If you all are signed to a record label right now, I heard Glorilla bitching and complaining. The female rapper. If you're signed to a record label right now and you bitching and complaining, it's your damn fault. It's 2022. You mean to tell me that you couldn't do any type of research? You couldn't Google the shit? I know some of y'all know how to spell. Record deal. So it's our fault. I'm not saying that, you know, in the black community. Let me say this. Let me just set the record straight. There are many obstacles that are purposely put in front of us as a black race. You know what I'm saying? Systemic racism still exists. Overall racism still exists. But we know this. Why aren't we moving different then? In other words, why aren't we moving smarter is the question. You can't keep on blaming everyone else and then just leave yourself out of it. No accountability whatsoever in our race. We just want to bitch and say the white man did this, the white man did that, and make all these fucking excuses. Well, now it's the music. You know what I'm saying? It's the drugs, it's the music, it's the young kids, it's the this. Well, you know, our elders ain't teaching us this, and and blah 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 blah. And we don't have, you know, proper education and this and that. All these fucking excuses. Okay, now we got all of the problems. You know what I'm saying? Laid out on the table. Now where are the solutions at? Where are the solutions? When we gonna solve the problems? God damn it! And part of solving the problems is taking some type of accountability. It's stating, yo, listen, I know that I'm part of the goddamn problem. Straight up. I know that I'm part of the problem. If these rappers are going platinum, double times platinum or whatever, and they talking about sex, drugs, and violence, and then you go back to the community talking about some, man, all these people, all they do is talk about sex, drugs, and violence and this and that and so forth, but you bought their album. You bought their product. So you just as much as the blame as the person that's talking about, the rapper that's talking about sex, drugs, and violence, because you're promoting that by purchasing their album, by going to their concerts, when they perform in your damn city or state. And it's a problem with black people. We don't want, why is it so wrong for you to look in the mirror and say, yo, you know what, I fucked up? Aside from the record labels, aside from this and that and all the rest of that shit that's going on, you know what I'm saying, in the music industry, the movie industry, you know what I'm saying, and overall, whatever's going on in the black community, yo, let me just say this, I fucked up. I'm part of the goddamn problem. I can say it. I can say it. When I was young, I was part of the goddamn problem. I can say that. I was a womanizer, or rather a fucking hoe. I can say it. I smoke blunts and drink. I can say it. Some of my young adult life, I was a menace to society. It wasn't until I got knowledge of self is when I start turning things around. Straight up. Other than that, I was a bullshitter. Why can't we look in the mirror and say that a lot of the problems and issues that we have in our community is because we fuck ups? We some dumbass motherfuckers, and it's just that plain and simple, and we need to get ourselves our shit right. Why can't we say that? Why can't we be a man or a woman about it? We want to blame every fucking body except for the person that's causing the most harm in the community, and that's us. That's real talk. I know in the black community, I can't have a voice. I can't have a voice and live in the black community. You want to know why? Because somebody gonna clomp me over the head based on my opinions. But in this diverse community that I live in, if somebody has a problem with what I have to say and they looking at my videos, they're gonna come up to me and say, hey, listen, bro, I listened to that video you did, and I got a couple questions for you. And if they disagree, they still disagree with some of the things that I say, you know what? They're gonna be like, yo, all right, man, cool, we're gonna agree to disagree. And they're gonna walk and be about their way. But not in the black community. You can't have an opinion. Some people come see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, where your addy? Where's the addy? Put the address up. I'ma pull up. And these same motherfuckers pulling up, you know what I'm saying, ready to pull out the sticks, the blickies, and all the rest of that shit. You ain't pulling up at the precinct. Why you all sucker? Why you sucker free when it comes to me? You wanna do physical harm to me because I have an opinion. But you a sucker when it comes to the cops, when it comes to police. You a sucker when it comes to gentrification. When they come into your neighborhood, your hood, your corner, your block, that you're protect and defend. You know what I'm saying? If you see me walking on it, you gonna ask me questions. Yo, what are you doing here? who you know out. And if I don't answer the questions right, you're gonna fuck me up. What about those motherfuckers that come in, these companies and corporations that come in, or these developers rather, that come into your neighborhood and bulldoze your motherfucking projects down? What about them? You gonna pull up on them? You gonna show them your blickies and your sticks and shit? You gonna get upset with the white man that comes in and tears down your fucking community and builds a better community than the community that you lived in? And you allow them to do it. You ain't got no choice. You don't own shit. And overall, black people don't have any power. Except for this little ass bullshit power, you know what I'm saying? That they try to run on other black people. But they don't run that power, that bullshit power, on white people. So accept some accountability. It ain't about the fucking music. It's about you. It's about you as an individual. Straight up. Black people are only holding one another back. Because if we unify, which we never will, it's just a fact. If we unify, man, racism ain't shit to a couple of black people that unify together. Straight up. We can nip racism in the bud just like that. You want to know why? It's easy. Let me show you how to do it. Even though that most of y'all motherfuckers won't. But all you got to do is own a bunch of land. Nah, you don't own a bunch of land. You own some land. Build houses on that land. Police your neighborhood. Build a school there. Build a hospital. Have professionals that live inside your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Have an individual that was from the military train your kids, not for war. We're not talking about anarchy. We're talking about far as training them so therefore they can help protect the community. You dictate what goes on in that community. You teach them to love their neighbor, to love themselves. You give them morals and principles while you're schooling them in school. And not only are they going to learn about their history, but they're going to learn the white history as well. I'm talking about the truth, though. We ain't going to fabricate shit. So when we teach our kids in that community about Christopher Columbus, we're going to teach them the real motherfucking Christopher Columbus. That didn't discover shit. That's all it takes. Is a couple of black folks, couple of black families, you know what I'm saying? And those families that move into that community, they're going to marry one another. And they're going to build and grow and bigger and bigger. And we're going to buy more land and more property. And that's it. Have a sustainable ecosystem that goes on into that community. Whether it's finances, spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Etc. We trade, we buy amongst one another. We have inventors and innovators inside that community. Y'all don't want to hear that shit. All y'all want to hear is pow, pow, boom, boom, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. I sell dope. Fuck your mama and your sister. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I don't blame the music. I blame black people for the bullshit that we are putting ourselves through. That plain and simple. Other than that, my name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.